Last night, Crosby got the better of one of baseball's best. Can he and his teammates continue their climb toward the top? The A's play Game 2 against the Angels next.
Well, get ready, everybody. It's Big Bad Vlad going up against Bobby Crosby and the Oakland A's. Game 2 of this 3-game series between the Athletics and the Anaheim Angels. Hi, everybody. Hank Greenwald with Ray Fosse. Welcome to Networks Associates Coliseum for tonight's game. And Ray, as we look back over the first half of the season, we're just about at the halfway point. That list of guys who have either been on the DL or injured seems to be growing longer and longer, and yet, despite it all, the A's have held their own, more than held their own.
You know, Hank, the A's have been fortunate the last few years. They have not had a lot of injuries. However, a little bit changed for the Athletics this year. Started with Mark Ellis in spring training, Eric Chavez a month ago last night, Billy McMillan, the A's best pinch hitter, on the disabled list, but really where it hurts, the pitching staff. Tim Hudson, Chris Hammond on the disabled list, but Harden, Rose, and Dukeshire are not really able to pitch, but they're not on the disabled list. So what Ken Mock has been able to do, and he's done an excellent job, he's played short, but he's been able to get a good job out of the pitchers who he has. Right now, just a game and a half behind the Texas Rangers.
Well, one fellow who's not thinking short tonight is Barry Zito. He's trying to go long, and we'll see how Zito does against the Anaheim Angels. That's coming up in just a moment.
Where we'll take a look at the Angels lineup, which is brought to you by McDonald's. Leading off for the Angels, playing shortstop, David Eckstein. In center field, hitting second is Sean Figgins. Vladimir Guerrero will be in right. Garrett Anderson, the DH. Jose Guillen plays left field, followed by Darren Erstad at first. Rob Quinlan at third base tonight. Benji Molina will catch, and Adam Kennedy will be at second base.
Barry Zito making his 16th start. Third against the Angels this year, 10-5 career against the Halos, and second most wins against any team in the American League. Of course, the Texas Rangers, he has more, and good way to start the game against a feisty young David Eckstein.
And we're underway with a strike to Eckstein. And Zito comes back with the 0-1 pitch, and that is ripped foul down the left field line. Barry Zito before the game tonight, standing out in center field, playing long toss, very long toss, trying to get perhaps a little looser.
Tired.
He's been able to get in recent outings. And next time, right off the handle of the bat, to Mark McLemore, and there's the first out of the ballgame.
Take a look at tonight's defense of the Athletics, brought to you by Rico, and for the Athletics in the outfield, Burns, Kotze, Dye, the same as last night. McLemore, Crosby, Scudero, Hatterberg third to first. Adam Melhuse behind the plate, first start since June the 22nd. That was at Anaheim. And Adam Melhuse, of course, giving the night off to Damian Miller, who will catch tomorrow afternoon's series finale.
Now here's Sean Figgins, and he takes a pitch high for a ball.
Versatile Figgins in center field tonight, third base last night.
And Zito's pitch hit down the line in right field, and a long run for Dye. It is a foul ball.
Jermaine Dye still in the sun in right field, and looked like he got a little bit slow jump on the ball, but it's going to be tough to get to anyway.
Zito, who had that rocky first inning against the Giants last weekend, managed to get through 7 innings, which was of some help in terms of wear and tear on the bullpen. Figgins takes high for a ball, 2-1. But the 3 previous starts, just 5 innings against the Cubs, 5 against St. Louis, 5 against Cincinnati, and the A's need more out of him than that. Into left field, and Eric Burns is there to put it away for the second out.
2 big outs, start the game. Keep Eckstein and Figgins off the base in front of Bad Vlad. And you're right about Barry Zito. Mark Mulder picked up his 10th win last night. Mark Redmond pitched short on Sunday. He'll pitch Friday night, first game of the series. But Mulder said he did not feel that great last night, but that's quite a compliment, credit to him, because not feeling well, 7 innings, picked up his 10th win, thanks to Bobby Crosby and a great bullpen.
Now Guerrero, and a fastball to Guerrero is inside for a ball, 1-0. Guerrero among the league leaders in so many different categories: batting average, home runs, RBIs. And a broken bat, grounded to McLemore. And a 1-2-3 inning for Barry Zito. Angels. A's come to bat in the bottom of the first inning after Barry Zito retired the Angels on just 9 pitches. And Mark Kotsay back in the leadoff spot tonight, hitting .301 as he steps in to face John Lackey. And the first pitch fouled to the screen.
Lackey pitched against the Athletics last week in Anaheim. Started the series a week ago Monday night. 30 batters he faced, 18 first pitch strikes, and it's something the A's can remember and know that he's going to try to get ahead. First pitch fastball. Kotsay might have been thinking about it as he jumped on the first offering from Lackey. Fastball, curve, changeup, and Anaheim started to work very quickly.
Waved that and missed on that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kotsay has faced Lackey only 4 times. So any results up to now are sort of inconclusive, unless he went 4 for 4 with 4 home runs or something. In the air, center field. Figgins circling. Now comes in and puts it away. 1 down. Well, the A's lineup tonight is brought to you by Chevy. You have already seen Kotsay leading off from center field. Mark McLemore bats second at third base. Scott Hatteberg at first. Jermaine Dye hitting cleanup at right. DH tonight, Arubio Durazo. Bobby Crosby at short. Adam Melhuse will catch. Eric Burns is in left, and Marco Scutero at second base.
John Lackey, 15 starts, second against the A's this year. He's had good numbers against the Athletics in his career. Did defeat the A's last week in Anaheim.
And he starts Mark McLemore out with a strike.
Lackey went head-to-head against Rich Harden of the Athletics, and he's given up just 1 hit through 4 innings. But the A's scored, and then the Angels scored also. A few more than the A's.
Check swing foul back into the seats. 0-2 the count. McLemore's had 15 at bats against Lackey, with just 3 hits so far. Put that glove ready just in case. Now the 0-2 pitch. Off speed pitch hit toward the hole, backhanded by Exton. And there's the second out of the inning.
Defensively for the Angels, we mentioned Sean Figgins playing in center field tonight. Garrett Anderson is the DH. McGeehan and Guerrero, the strong arms on the corners. Dropped Quinlan. The third baseman, they made 17 errors. Third most in the major leagues. Eckstein, Kennedy, Erstad make up the rest of the infield. Benjamin Molina back behind the plate. Figgins has been filling in at third. Troy Gloss on the disabled list, but tonight it is Garrett Anderson DHing.
And Scott Hatteberg looks at a strike. 0-1. Tim Timmons is the home plate umpire this evening, with Bruce Fremming at first base. Kevin Kelly at second, and Mike Winters around at third. Now the 0-1 pitch, and a breaking ball is low. 1-1. Hatteberg carrying that .316 batting average into play tonight. 48 runs batted in. That's ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. John Lackey, one of the heroes of the Angels World Series victory over the San Francisco Giants. In fact, a winner in Game 7. What an accomplishment for a rookie.
First rookie since 1909 to win Game 7 of the World Series.
Widely heralded Babe Adams, the Pirates. Back to first, grabbed by Erstad for the final out of the inning. So the A's down quickly, 3 up, 3 down. After 1, it is 0-0. The Z-Man on the mound tonight. There he is, getting ready to face Garrett Anderson to start the second inning. And the breaking ball is high. 1 ball, no strikes.
Guess that would be planted ZZ Man.
As opposed to ZZ Top or
Planet Zito's out there already, the sign you normally see when he pitches.
2 balls, no strikes to count to the Angels say DH tonight. Almost said center fielder, which is where he can be found most of the time. And he chased a high fastball right there. Thank you very much.
Guessing, got it. Was going to swing, and
gee, if I'd have known it had been that high, I wouldn't have swung at it. 2 balls, 1 strike. And high again, ball 3.
Well, Garrett Anderson, no doubt, became a household name last summer at the Midsummer Classic when he won the home run hitting contest and was the most valuable player in the All-Star game.
Well, he made solid contact there and he gets the first hit of the game.
Take a look at tonight's Mercedes keys to the game. You're going to like these, Hank. Crosby, a shortstop, has been outstanding. How about this? Skills, base running, defense, little things, and Nash. He's averaging 5.8 runs per game at home. Crosby, Stills, and Nash. I guess that would be takeoff.
Where's Jim Nash?
David Coppett is unbelievable, isn't it? Or maybe it's Tommy Edson.
How about Jose Guillen? 0-1 the count. Runner at first, nobody out. We're in the top of the 2nd inning.
Angels, as we noted last night, very aggressive first ball hitting team, especially middle part of the batting order, and Guerrero, Anderson, and Guillen.
Runner at first base. And that misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good idea for Zito, trying to get the curveball working. 2-1 to Anderson, left it up high. Last start against the Giants, Zito, in 7 innings, 17 fly ball outs. 17 of the 21 outs were in the air.
And that stays out. Side on the corner.
Wow.
Trying to cover my tracks on that one, huh? Thank you very much.
Marking it
Tim
down.
Timmons.
Let's see if it's on the corner or out here. Yep, okay.
It's on the corner of Hegenberger Road and somewhere.
Good job of framing by Adam Melhuse.
The guy doesn't hit many ground balls. Seems like every time I see him, he's hitting the ball in the air somewhere, usually hard. He had a couple of doubles last night's ball game. No score. Top of the 2nd inning.
Zito did a good job in the 1st inning getting Eckstein and Guerrero getting fastballs inside, jamming them. Ground balls easy to 3rd base.
Anderson with a lead at first. Now the 1-2 pitch. And he stayed back on that one, fouled it off. Look at the Angels bullpen down the right field line. Again, settling in at the plate. One ball, 2 strikes. And this one popped up. Foul territory. Crosby comes over behind McLemore, but McLemore makes the catch. Now let's send it down to Glenn Kuiper.
Well, thanks a lot, Hank. Even though we're just in the 2nd inning, it has already been a much better start for Barry Zito, simply because he had an easy 1st inning. As you look back on his last 2 starts, the struggles have definitely been in that 1st inning. Of course, Ray talked a little bit about the Giants game. 33 pitches in the 1st inning, gave up 5 runs. Of course, only 1 of those was earned. And then 2 starts ago at Chicago, 39 pitches. So, guys, he was able to straighten himself out against the Giants and go 7 innings. And I think Ken Maka would love to see Zito get into the late innings. And he said he's just been a little erratic in that 1st inning.
Darren Erstad, the hitter, and that misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Said he also might have been a little bit tired, too strong in the 1st inning, so he was trying to change his routine. Normally he would stretch for 50 minutes to get ready before he took the mound, but he's now stretching inside and occasionally getting on the exercise bicycle to tire himself out a little bit.
Well, it would tire me out, so it must work, I guess. 2 balls, no strikes. Glenn Kuiper looking dapper in that nice jacket, that Fox Sports net jacket, which once again I have managed to leave in the trunk of my car. Now the 2-0 pitch, and Erstad watches that low ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. A lot of umpires here tonight. One out and a runner at first. And the 3-0. There's a strike, 3-1.
Zito gets a lot of fly balls because he leaves the ball up in the strike zone. Seguin on a check swinger actually waited a long time to hit the curveball. He'd have found on the first baseline, but Zito would like to get the ball down a little bit lower in the strike zone and try to get a few more ground balls.
And a called strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Well, the Angels, for all the acclaim they've had this year, have not won more than 2 games in a row since the first week in June. So they've had kind of an indifferent month, if you will. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We'll see whether they elect to send Anderson. Hatteberg holding him on. He does not go, and the pitch is hit past Hatteberg into right field, and Anderson will have to stop at second base. So a pair of hits here in the inning. Runners at first and second.
It's a great thing about having a runner at first base and being held. You see the hole is created. Scott Hatteberg, good effort, but just enough and hit hard enough. Of course, he was even with a bag. Had he been playing back in normal position, easy 3 unassisted, maybe a 3-1, but being able to hit the hole between first and second with the runner being held is a great job by a left-handed hitter.
And the one thing about holding him on is it kept him from going to third base, possibly. Now Rob Quinlan. So we get our first look at him. And Zito misses down with the first pitch.
Quinlan started a couple of games at first base in a series in Anaheim when Erstad dislocated his ring finger.
Changeup swung on and missed.
Quinlan likes the fastball, and he is geared for it on the 1-0 pitch. And a changeup from Zito outside part of the plate.
That one is fouled back. A ball and 2 strikes. Quinlan had been playing at AAA at Salt Lake, the Angels farm club there. Zito, who threw 9 pitches in the first inning, has thrown 20 so far in the second inning. Anderson is second, Erstad at first, and that's outside for a ball, 2-2. One reason you don't like to see the Angels get out in front is that, particularly later in the game, they've got pretty strong boom down. And over but high.
Just not getting the curveball down. Usually takes him a little while to get the curve down where he wants it. It's not up.
That was a little flat.
Yeah, yeah. It's just not breaking sharply enough.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And that's popped up. Hatteberg coming over, tracking it. And there's the second out of the inning.
But back to the changeup. Maybe even out of the strike zone again, but Quinlan geared for the fastball, popped it up. Big out for Barry Zito.
Now here's BMO. Benji Molina. Solidly put together catcher of the Anaheim Angels. You see Anderson, the runner, at second. Erstad remaining at first. And that's high for a ball, 1-0. And a good fastball fouled straight back. That evens the count at 1-1. Molina was 1 for 4 in last night's game.
Molina seems to like the fastball out over the plate, and of course very aggressive, swings early in the.
I imagine you did too.
Well, don't like, but I mean, Zito that time a good job of getting the fastball inside. You do not want to let him extend his arms.
He had a notion, but held up. That was high. Actually, I guess a lot of guys like it. Maybe right-handed batters like it a little bit toward the outside part of the plate.
Well, Molina's power really is the opposite field.
2-1 the count. And time called. Get a little fuller extension that way. Saw that today in the Cubs game when Beltran hit a home run opposite the field to win it for Houston. And Zito tried to sneak one by on the inside and missed. 3-1. He's gone to 3 balls and at least 3 hitters this inning.
This is the 4th.
So
Anderson, Erstad, Quinlan, and now Benjamin Molina.
So Zito trying to work out of the problem that he's created here. And a big swing by Molina that time avails him of little. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Challenging with a fastball, registered about 85 miles per hour, but excellent location. Talking about wanting to extend the arms, he might have been thinking pull on the 3-1. Looking fastball, got it, but great location up there.
Runners will be going. And the 3-2. And this one is popped up. Melhuse coming back, but will not have room. And the scramble is on. I'd say Carlos Beltran is paying dividends already for the Houston Astros.
With his glove and bat. Pulled a home run back on Sunday against the Rangers in Texas, Michael Young.
Well, we'll try it all over again. 3-2 pitch. And this one is popped up, and this one is going to be playable. If Melhuse can find it. And he stabs at it, and he's got it. And the Angels leave 2 after an inning and a half. It is 0-0.
No score, bottom of the 2nd inning. Time for tonight's Carl's Jr. in your face. It could have been 1-0. Foul ball behind the plate, and watch out of Melhuse. He made it look easy, but that was a tough play because he's looking for help from Scott Hatteberg, but Hatteberg playing deep at first base, and the ball started in foul territory behind the plate. Wind brought it back, and Adam Melhuse, an excellent play, and that is your Carl's Jr. in your face. That saved a run for the A's.
There's Melhuse.
And as we noted, he has not played in a little while, so makes it a little more difficult. Biggest thing is he's looking for help, as a catcher will do. Ball's behind home plate, and then the wind took it. And he's looking, nobody's there, stayed with it. And Barry Zito standing very upright, looking and hoping the ball was going to be caught because it was going to be fair and a run.
0-2 pitch to Dye is taken low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dye came up last night with his 23rd multi-hit game of the season. He had 3 base hits in last night's game. 1-2 pitch, and that evens the count at 2-2. Well, that flex glove that the catchers have now is a big help in situations like that. 2-2 delivery, and Dye hits it in the air left field, and Guillen is right there, and 1 out. They have that when you played? Or was not stiffer then?
Not in the late 60s. When I first came up, it was the old pancake with the little round pocket, and you had to use 2 hands. You try to catch one-handed like they do today, forget it. But you know, a lot of people give Johnny Bench credit for designing the hinged mitt, allowing you to catch one-handed, but it's actually Randy Hundley, longtime Cubs catcher. That's what we're talking about with the hinge. You catch one-handed, like almost like a first baseman's mitt. But Randy Hundley's father told him, if you want to catch, avoid broken fingers. Be able to put the right hand behind the back, especially with nobody on base. Give the sign, and Benjamin Molina will take his right hand, a throwing hand, and put it behind it to protect it. Don't want a foul ball to hit your hand when you're catching with nobody on base. Somebody on base, bring it behind your mitt, get ready to throw if necessary, but protect the throwing hand.
1 ball, 1 strike, the count to a Rubio Durazo, and that is low for a ball. 2-1. Now, did you have a sponge inside your glove?
No, I just wore a batting glove. The idea was to break the mid in, make it very thin as far as the leather, get all the padding out of the pocket. So he didn't drop any pitches, and that's the key. The worst thing for a pitcher is to have a mitt, the catcher's mitt, the ball keeps dropping out. The umpire says, you can't catch it, how can it be a strike?
So because he's thrown too hard.
So a lot of times the catcher will sacrifice the hand and take a bruised and swollen hand to be able to catch the ball.
So that explains it, right?
Well, that's true. That's true.
3-1 the count.
Especially Vida Blue, and I caught him. Wow. Hand would be swollen, could barely grip a bat.
That is ball 4 to Durazo. And here's Bobby Crosby.
Well, what a game for Bobby Crosby last night, especially with this at bat. 2 strikes off Francisco Rodriguez. Down the line, and 2 runs scored. And Bobby Crosby, 2 of his biggest RBIs of the season. And Francisco Rodriguez, that is not a normal sight of him coming off and having blown a save.
Well, here's Crosby. And he looks at a strike from John Lackey. Angel right-hander. Crosby now at 279.
Good homestand for Crosby.
And that is low for a ball, 1-1. Wasn't that long ago. He was hitting about 50, 55 points lower than that. It has been a steady upward progression. Runner at first base, 1 out. Bottom of the 2nd inning, 0-0. Inside to Crosby, 2-1.
And the biggest thing for Bobby Crosby, every day comes to the park, and just a question of where he is hitting in the lineup. He's going to be a shortstop. Whether he's hitting at the top, 2nd, which he has hit a few times, 5th, 6th, doesn't matter. He's in the lineup. 0 for 4 or 4 for 4.
And he watches that one, and that's ball 3, 3-1. So now Lackey falling behind. He walked Durazo. He's gone 3-1 to Crosby here in the 2nd inning. And a little squibber toward first base. Ersted's only play will be to the bag to get Crosby as Durazo takes 2nd. So the A's get a runner to 2nd base, though it comes with 2 out here in the 2nd inning. And that'll bring up Adam Melhuse, the catcher.
Today being June the 30th, on May 30th, Bobby Crosby was hitting 228. But not a bad month for the A's shortstop.
Well, wouldn't you like to be able to do that for a few months in a row?
And the thing is, he's gotten a lot of at-bats. So, I mean, the more at-bats you get, the tougher it is to raise the batting average.
Well, Melhuse, who has not had a lot of at-bats, looks at a strike. One thing the A's have done so well recently is they've come up with a lot of big 2-out hits. Gotten a lot of runners home with 2 out. Not much more that would warm a manager's heart than that. Melhuse swinging through that fastball. 0-2 the count.
I think that Adam has had a tough time because he has not played on a regular basis. That usually the first at bat or two, a little struggle, but then he settles down, and it's something he's really working on. That when he does get a chance to play, he wants to have a productive first at bat, and this is one that we're talking about with the runner in scoring position. Easier said than done sometimes when you haven't been in 10 days or so.
Ball and 2 strikes to the A's catcher. There's Durazo at 2nd base. In the dirt, knocked down by Molina. 2 balls, 2 strikes. John Lackey, native Texan. Born in Abilene, Texas. Makes his home now in Mesquite. And Melhuse with a little looper, but Eckstein backs up and puts it away for the final out of the inning. The A's down without a run. We've played 2, 0-0.
July the 18th will be Vida Blue Bobblehead Day. That'll be against the White Sox at 1:05. First 15,000 fans get a Vida Blue bobblehead with a blue glove. Brought to you by 5A Rent-A-Space. For tickets, call 510-762-BALL or visit OaklandAthletics.com. One of the best left-handed starters for the Athletics in the 70s. Violet True Blue, remember the 3-time World Championship A's, 72, 3, and 4.
Adam Kennedy leads it off for the Angels. We're at the top of the 3rd inning. And Zito's first pitch is taken low. Kennedy, in contrast to Bobby Crosby, has seen his average dipping quite a bit. Puts it in the air, short center field. Kotze racing in, has to play it on a bounce. And a base hit to Kennedy, and we'll go down to Glenn Kuiper.
Thanks, Hank. Well, tonight in our Bank of America Higher Standards, we look back at Barry Zito's first career start, the Major League debut, July 22nd, 1999. And in the 5th, the Angels had the bases loaded, nobody out, but he struck out Mo Vaughn, Tim Salmon, and Garrett Anderson to end the inning. He went 5 innings, he gave up just 1 run on that day, and he picked up the win in his Major League debut against the Angels, guys.
Just out of this world. Well, David Eckstein, who opened the game with a bouncer to 3rd, is the batter with a runner at 1st and nobody out.
He got the 3 strikeouts with a different pitch on each batter. Fastball, curve, and a changeup.
See Eckstein choking up on the bat. And the one thing this young man demonstrates time after time is excellent bat control.
I was asking David tonight, said, how many times have you hit a ball off the plate? He said he only does it against the A's.
Oh.
He said the only time, whether it's in Anaheim or here last night, he hit one off the plate, bounced very high, shortstop. Bobby Crosby, no chance to throw him out. But if you watch his swing, he just kind of chops down on the ball. Sean Figgins trying to get him to teach him how to do it. It's something you can't really teach somebody.
Runner at 1st, nobody out. Ball and a strike. Used to be at Dodger Stadium, the area out in front of home plate used to be hard as a rock. And they had some guys who were pretty good at bouncing it off that dirt. Had that rough red, almost clay-like surface. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kennedy is going, and the pitch is grounded to Crosby at short. They get 1 at 2nd, 2 at 1st. Double play. Boy, that is not easy to do with the runner in motion.
Well, first of all, Bobby Crosby called it, and that's to have him hold his position. And then with the runner going and on top of Scudero, able to turn the double play. And a great job. Scudero just kind of shot-footed the ball over to 1st. Kind of jumped up off the bag. Tremendous play by Marco Scudero.
It's tough to do, to get something on a throw like that when you're in the air.
And with the runner all over you. Well, what a great find by the A's to be able to sign Marco Scudero, bring him into spring training. And we miss Mark Ellis, but tell you what Marco Scudero has done has really helped the Athletics. Kennedy's all over him by the time he gets the ball and just able to jump up and get enough on the throw to get David Eckstein.
You got to have some guts. I'll tell you that, with his back to the runner. 2-0 pitch and in for a strike. I mean,
well, that
you
is,
talk about, you know, hearing footsteps.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't help but hear.
Well, it's all about technique, and Ron Washington teaches it so well.
That's high, ball 3.
And that is to be able to kind of anticipate where the runner is coming and try to avoid by pushing off one side or the other, or in this case, jumping straight up.
And the 3-1 pitch. And ripped. Well, Figgins had a pretty good idea he was going to get something to hit ahead of Guerrero. And he was ready to swing the bat. 3-2 the count. 2 out. Right field. And Germain is there. And that's it. We played 2.5. It remains 0-0. Bottom of the 3rd inning is rolled around, and Eric Burns steps in to lead it off for the A's. Lackey starts him out with a strike. Boy, he's been ahead of almost every hitter he's faced tonight. takes the breaking ball.
Funny
One ball, one strike.
Funny you should mention that, Hank. The 8th batter, 8th first pitch strike. So yes, he's been ahead. And
it does create an impression.
Yep.
That's out of play to the right. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You know, in our open, we show the players either on the disabled list or injured. Some injured, not able to play, but still not on the DL. We got to mention Bobby Kelty, who has strained a rib cage. He can hit from the right side, which is his stronger side. Tough for him to swing from the left side. Tomorrow, Jared Washburn starting. The A's hoping that he is able to play, get a chance to swing from the right side.
And that was close. Not many guys come away smiling from that.
Probably said that was fun getting out of the way. Said he doesn't have to shave after the game. He just
marches to the beat of a different drummer. 2-2 the count.
Shook off a breaking ball. You know, the hardest thing when you have a ball thrown at your head is to tell your heart to stay in. You know, the rest of your body to stay in. And
yeah, well,
this
is a painful reminder of that exhibition game.
And that was his helmet cutting him, and he was upset. Said, Larry, let me stay in the game. Larry Davis, the head trainer. The helmet came down and bit him.
And he showed no ill effects. He came back. Next game he played at first at bat, he stayed right in there. Fouls this one back. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Burns leading it off. 0-0. Angels with 3 hits. The A's still looking for their first off of Lackey. Burns a double last night, snapping an 0 for 18. And he chases the high fastball. And first strikeout for Lackey, 1 away here in the 3rd.
Wanted it down, got it up, and Eric Burns opened up just enough. Could not reach the fastball.
So as Burns heads back to the dugout, Marco Scutaro steps in. And he fouls one out of play, and yet another first strike. Yankees made it 2 in a row over the Red Sox tonight. Coming back from a 2-0 deficit to win it 4-2.
Told that David Ortiz made an error. Now the ball will go through his legs.
Down the right field line, and Guerrero is giving chase, and that is going to be a foul ball.
Home run distance, but Marco Scutaro is showing some opposite field power. Bruce Fremming hustling down the line. Fastball away, and Marco. A lot of power going the other way. Easily home run distance, just a little foul.
0-2 the count. Now, prior to this evening, the Red Sox had given 58 unearned runs, and obviously added to that tonight, and that's killing them. That is really killing them. Many runs as they're capable of scoring, that does put the pressure on. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, and it's foul.
And with the loss tonight, Red Sox trail the Yankees 7.5 in the Eastern Division.
One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And that's rolled toward the hole. Eckstein with a long throw. Safe. Scutaro beats it out.
Scutaro really hustling down the line, a pitch away from him, so he got a good jump out of the box. And David Eckstein just a little bit slow. The hustle by Scudero, and again the swing on a pitch away from him helped him get out of the box quickly enough to avoid being thrown out. And Bruce Fremming with a little help from Scudero as he crossed the bag, giving the safe call. And good call by Bruce Fremming, first base umpire.
Now here is Kotze, takes the pitch low, 1 ball, no strikes.
I say good call because it was the right call. In case for a replay, I tell you, when looking at it, when it was first happening, thought it could have gone either way, but clearly the throw did not arrive in enough time.
Kotze pushes a bunt up the third base line and safe at first.
He said he could not get out of the box because thought he's going to beat it out easily. Quinlan made an outstanding play, but playing deep at third. And Kotze, almost like a sacrifice. And Quinlan barehanding and excellent play, but Mark Kotze, another safe call by Bruce Fremming. But the fact Quinlan was playing deep at third base, normally with a left-handed batter, they're cheating up anyway. And Kotze noticed it and laid down a perfect bunt.
So the A's with runners at first and second and 1 out, and Mark McLemore, who rolled to short his first time up, steps in. And he bounces one into right field and a base hit. Scudero around third. Here's Guerrero throwing to third base, and out at third is Kotze. Boy, you challenge the arm of Guerrero and you're going to pay for it. So the A's get a run, but it costs them an out at third base.
Yeah, Mark Kotze pretty much going on his own. And the amazing thing about Guerrero is he came up, looked like he was going to throw to the plate, but as he catches the ball, almost in the same motion, looked to home and then changed direction and threw to third. And a one-hop, short hop, handled by Quinlan. Wow, that's a great arm. So again, last night, threw out a run at the plate, and now Guerrero a run at third.
Now Scott Hatteberg with a runner at first base. And the first pitch is taken for a strike. Well, that is the 8th assist for Guerrero this season and the 92nd of his career. You know, and I think part of it is the surprise element. You mentioned, you know, the anticipation is he's going to throw home, and I think Kotze may have just figured that. It's fouled back into the seats behind the third base dugout.
Still the one thing that stands out of my mind was watching Ichiro in his first year throw out Terrence Long from right field to third base. A line drive, close hang. See the outfield assist. Guerrero again. Top 3. Thing is, you figured they would not have a lot of assists because not too many guys are going to test their arms. The reputation alone is going to prevent guys from trying to take the extra base.
Except there are guys who love the challenge.
Oh, of course, of course.
You always like to get that runner at third with 1 out. But boy, what a weapon out there. Inside to Hatteberg, 2-2. Well, you saw a guy with the Tigers when you played in right field, and Al Kaline, who had one of the great arms.
Rocky Colavito. He had such a strong arm, he became a pitcher.
I had the good fortune of seeing Roberto Clemente.
Oh, wow. Yes. Dave Parker, one of the stronger arms in right field also. And of course, you want your strongest arm in right. Guillen, of course, was a right fielder.
There goes McLemore, but the pitch is popped up. Adam Kennedy is there, and that's all. The A's get a run, however. We go to the 4th. A's 1, Angels 0. To the top half of the 4th inning, 1-0. A's out in front, and here is Big Bad Vlad to lead it off. And Zito starts him out with a strike. Phyllis Diller here to there. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Talking about a guy who has all the tools.
Call him 5-tool players. He might have 7 or 8. There's, I don't think, anything in the game of baseball that he cannot do. The old saying goes, if you don't do it swinging the bat, you can do it with your defense, and he has already done that.
In the air, but in the ballpark. Kotze is there. Well, it's time for tonight's Aflac trivia question. Where's that duck? There. Oh, there they are. All right.
Look just like the ducky.
My God, it's family night. Which 2 teams have gone the longest without a 20-game winner? If you know the answer to that, you're a better person than I. Maybe anyway. Here is Garrett Anderson, who singled his first time up. And a strike from Barry Zito.
I bet the Angels are one of them. I don't know. For some reason, I think it took a while, but that's going to be my only guess.
Off-speed pitch misses.
Hey,
2
David,
balls.
do you hear me?
And 1 strike.
Hey, is it just you and me on this line?
Now the 2-1 pitch, and Anderson waves at it. 2-2.
Well, great location. See Anderson with the open stance, opening up a little bit more, and Zito painting the outside corner. Back-to-back pitches.
A's leading 1-0, 1 out. Top of the 4th inning, and the 2-2 pitch. And called strike 3.
Now Zito shook off the curveball, and Garrett Anderson might have been guessing along with him, and when he threw the fastball, froze him. Might have been thinking curveball, and Barry thought just the other way. Excellent fastball. 3 very good heaters.
Now Jose Guillen fouled out to McLemore his first time up. And a big swing at that one, and a foul back. Fastball misses high and away. 1-1. Another tough night for the Cleveland Indians as the Tigers jumped all over them, 12-6. The Indians have not won a single series against a division opponent this season. And when you're playing more games against teams in your own division, that really hurts.
Well, the A's will see them in the next road trip and looking for their first win against the Indians, swept in the 3-game weekend series.
And they seem to win enough other games. Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, before play tonight, the A's and the Red Sox had identical 1-loss records. If you're looking at second place teams right now, the Red Sox lost tonight, however. Now the 2-2 pitch, and just missed off the outside. 3-2. Well, certainly at this stage, the Red Sox have to be thinking about wild card.
Change up, 3-2.
Got it. Well, good call, Ray Fosse. 3 up, 3 down to the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 Oakland. 1-0 A's, bottom of the 4th. Jermaine Dye steps in, and Lackey's first pitch is taken for a strike. Dye flied to left his first time up. And a breaking ball, and Dye had a notion but held back. Bruce Fremming confirming that from his spot at first base. Well, how many games do you think Bruce Fremming has seen over? I mean, he's been umpiring, so I can remember like 1972, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I mean, That is a battle-scarred veteran right there. Smash center field. Boy, that's a rope right there. Well, we asked you before, our Aflac trivia question, which two teams have gone the longest without a 20-game winner? And of course, Ray Fosse, as usual, nails it with the Anaheim Angels. They were then Nolan Ryan in 1974, but the Cleveland Indians, Gaylord Perry. So it has been 30 years. Okay.
Wow.
That's not really a duck. That's a seagull, isn't it?
Looking for dinner and doesn't realize the game is not over yet.
Durazo fouls one back.
Barry Zito in his Cy Young Award season a couple of years ago. And his last 20-game winner. Mulder halfway there already this year, picking up his 10th last night. Zito trying to get on track, some consistency with his pitching.
Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know what? Barry's 4 and 5, but you won't find a pitcher working any harder than Barry Zito. I mean, you'd think that he's just living on his past success, but he works hard and just trying to get locked in. And tonight, good game for him so far.
And under the hands for a strike, 1 and 2 to Durazo, who drew a walk in the second inning. A's leading 1-0. We're in the 4th. And hit past the diving third baseman Quinlan, and a base hit for Durazo. So the A's have seen their first 2 hitters reach. Back-to-back singles from Dye and Durazo.
Well, I'm surprised the ball got through. Quinlan playing way off the bag. Great hitting by Durazo. The high fastball going opposite field. Quinlan might have looked like he's a little surprised that the ball came his way, but a great effort by Durazo. Pitch away from him. 2 opposite field hits, 1 up the middle, 1 to the opposite field, but great approach by the Athletics in this half inning.
Now here's Bobby Crosby, who bounced to first, and a breaking ball is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Lackey brought a 5.22 ERA into this ball game, and he misses with that one. 2 balls, no strikes. And that's not going to win you a lot of games. Although he has won 5 games, as many as 1 more than Zito, actually. Crosby goes after 2-0 and going to hang up. Yes, it is for Erstad, and pretty good catch. That is a Coliseum out.
Yes, it is.
So 1 down.
Look at it, Eckstein and Dye standing next to each other. Good play by Darren Erstad. Long way into foul territory, hit the warning track, and fans staying out of the way. No Bartman's over there.
Now Adam Melhuse popped a little looper into short left that Eckstein ran down for the final out of the second inning. Looks at a ball from Lackey. Decides he doesn't like that ball, wants a new one. Melhuse pretty good at taking the ball to the opposite field. Got some power to left center. Lays off that pitch. 2 balls, no strikes.
When Adam Melhuse hits his best when he stays back, and he knows it, but again, when he's not played, in this case, a week or so, tries to go after the ball instead of staying back.
And that's in the right field, a base hit. Dye is going to have to hold up. Throw to second. Wow, close play at second base. Boy, that's a tough one. If you're the runner at first base, you know, you're taught to make sure that ball goes through. But when you're dealing with Guerrero in right field, he's thinking force at second all the way. And take a look here.
Thing is, Durazo actually went back towards first base instead of holding his ground. And that's how close it came to being a force out on a base hit to the outfield. And Durazo said, hurry. And look at this gun. Stretch at second by Eckstein.
So they're loaded up. And sent Bud Black scurrying to the mound in a hurry to discuss the situation with Eric Burns coming to the plate. The only thing more embarrassing than that would, you know what I'm probably going to say, be thrown out at first base.
Yeah, well, that's...
Which on some of those AstroTurf fields, I've seen right fielders do that. Ellis Valentine, who had a pretty good arm playing for Montreal in that outfield with Cromartie and Dawson and those guys. I saw him do that.
I could see it being done with pitchers hitting.
Well,
right fielder playing shallow, and
in Ebbets Field, which had a very short area in right field, Carl Furillo threw guys out at first base, and that was on a grass field. Wow. Well, Burns with the bases loaded, and outside for a ball. Angels play up at the corners, and double play depth the middle.
Well, Eric Burns got to be thinking opposite field because you're going to stay away from it.
And he fouls this one back. Ball and a strike. An opportunity here for the A's. We now have 6 hits off Lackey, leading 1-0. Good turnout here tonight.
Absolutely. Probably selling a lot of dollar hot dogs tonight, and why not? Double play Wednesday.
Dye at third, Durazo at second, Melhuse at first. 1-1 pitch inside to Burns, 2-1.
Talked about Eric Burns thinking away, and with Lackey going inside, it's part of just a setup, just a showing. Dye, Durazo, and Melhuse, the runners. So after fastball in, do you think away? There he goes.
And Burns takes it to right field. And it's run down by Guerrero. Tagging at third is Dye. The throw is going to go toward third base. Dye scores. 2-0 Oakland.
Well, great at back by Burns, and great thinking because he did get the fastball away, and look at it, just keep the front side closed. Almost got it past Guerrero, caught the ball, transferring is when he dropped it, and might be given an error because the runner at second and Durazo was not going to third. But then when Guerrero dropped the ball in the transfer, and it was Bruce Fleming at first making the call that it wasn't out. And then sacrifice error. So it will be an error when dropping the ball, allowing Durazo to go to third. Might be the only way he gets an error.
So now here's Scudero with runners at the corners. And it's
Guerrero with the throw, and talk about winding up. Make a pretty good pitcher. Look at that. Wow.
Where'd the javelin go there?
That's a technique for you. No short arm there.
Right over the top. 0-1 the count. Runners at the corners, and Scudero lays off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two 2-0 Oakland. Bottom of the 4th inning. Well hit, left field. Guillen giving chase, and it is caught by the center fielder. Boy, what a catch by Figgins. 2-0 Oakland.
2-0 A's over the Angels as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Well, last night Octavio Dotel picked up his first save as an Oakland A in the perfect 9th inning he pitched. Is our chevron clean out of here. 3 up, 3 down in the 9th. We got Benjamin Molina to pop out, and Adam Kennedy with a swing and a miss, and the final out, David Eckstein, leadoff hitter, pops out, and that would wrap up the A's 5-4 win. Dotel's first save is our chevron. Clean out of here, guys.
There he is, a smiling Octavio Dotel. And
give me the ball. I want to pitch. And boy, it's great to see him come out of the pen and throw 93, 97, 95. I mean, great heater.
Darren Erstad leads it off in the 5th inning. Ball and no strikes from Barry Zito. Erstad singled his first at bat.
Well, Mark Mulder last night did a great job getting the fastball in on the hands of Darren Erstad. Tonight, Zito has tried, but he's not been successful. And like Anderson, now going away with the fastball. I think the hitters start to think about looking for a pitch where they're trying to get the ball inside. But since Zito is not able to do that tonight, pitching more away and doing a good job.
And that's inside for a ball. 2-1. Erstad, sort of like a Jim Thome, points the bat out toward the pitcher. Gets this one into short left field. Burns streaking in. He's there to put it away.
Well, a Bank of America higher standards. Mark Mulder with his 8th straight win last night. And Mulder, as I mentioned, saying after the game, did not feel that he had his great stuff, but great splitter. Striking out 8 batters last night. It was a season high. And Mulder, I tell you, I'd like to have a whole bunch of pitchers not feel well and pitch the way he did. Season high 8 strikeouts and a free 2-liter Pepsi for everybody in attendance last night, at least a coupon. That's the first of the year.
Yeah, it's nice to see an A's starter get a break like that, in light of the fact that you know, it's happened more than you'd like to see the other way around, where pitchers had a lead and the bullpen hasn't been able to hold it. Here's a case where a pitcher left the game trailing, and his team picked him up by scoring 2 runs while he was still the pitcher of record, and then the bullpen saving it for him. 2-1 pitch, and that's low inside to Quinlan.
Had a shot at Rich Harden. He struck out 9 earlier against the Yankees, so fans also received the coupon. Rich Harden hoping to pitch Saturday.
And Quinlan draws a walk. It's the first walk issued by Zito. It comes with 1 out here in the 5th inning.
Barry had 74 pitches here in the 5th, and without the 30-pitch 2nd inning, he'd have been fine. And 9 in the 1st, 11 in the 3rd, 15 in the 4th inning. But the 30 has gotten him up to the 74 mark.
Benji Molina popped up to Melhuse. Made that nice grab to close out the 2nd inning. Ball and no strikes. Zito just hasn't been getting the corners as much as he'd like. He's been trying to keep the ball away from some of the right-hand hitters. Popped into short left field. Crosby goes out. Burns calls him off. We don't want to see that again. We had one with Burns and Keldy earlier this year.
Well, Bobby's got to know if Burns is playing left field, forget about with a ball as high as the one was hit by Molina. Burns got to be camping under it. And Crosby going out. He's got a beat on it, trying to wave off Burns, but forget it. Burns is just kind of trotting at it. Still had plenty of time, and they were discussing, and I'm sure Burns was yelling that he had it. And that's what an outfielder should do. Come in and call him off.
Should have the right of way.
Yeah.
Adam Kennedy.
I mean, Burns just wants to be able to run. I mean, for him to go trot, I mean, that's not his game.
Like a horse who's never had a saddle on. Kennedy had to get his first time up, and he has just taken one deep to right field, and that ball is gone. Adam Kennedy, the shot over the wall in right field, has just tied this game. that's got to be a welcome sight for Adam Kennedy, who has certainly struggled. That's his 5th home run of the season.
Well, they're trying to go inside, as we mentioned, Darren Erstad, and the same to Kennedy. This time Kennedy, though, with the uppercut swing. There it is. Did not get it exactly where he wanted it. And just like that, the walk to Quinlan, which probably should never have happened, and the 2-run home run. We'll all leave it again.
So Zito now has just surrendered his 15th home run this season, and they have been costly. And that is a foul ball ripped off the bat of Eckstein.
Well, it's against the Angels here at the Coliseum when they gave up home runs to Gloss and Guillen, and then 4 this next start to the Yankees. Then against the Yankees, the 3rd start in succession, they gave up 2 more, so 8 in 3 games. But he settled down, but big one tonight by Kennedy to tie the game.
A ball and 2 strikes. What a grab by Scutero on the throw to first, retires the side, but the damage is done. To the bottom of the 5th, this game is tied to the side, but the damage is done. To the bottom of the 5th, this game is tied 2-2. Well, we're starting from scratch. It's a 2-2 ball game. Bottom of the 5th inning, in the top of the order for the A's, Mark Kotsay to lead it on. And that's fouled to the screen. And again, Lackey, as he has done consistently throughout, has started the A's hitters out with strikes. That evens the count at 1-1. Kotsay has flied to center and had a bunt single. Ball 2 high, 2-1. Out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, you know, things are looking up for you when you get a home run from your number 9 hitter.
About Kennedy, I think it hit in different parts of the batting order, but Mike Scioscia has speed. I figured Molina would be hitting 9th, but he puts Kennedy hitting 9th, and then of course the top of the order to Eckstein and Figgins, 3 guys that could run in front of the middle part of the batting order.
2-2 pitch. And Kotsay goes around. And Molina throws to first to complete the strikeout.
Got a big day tomorrow at A's Day and at the Alameda County Fair after the A's Angel game tomorrow afternoon. That'll be $2 off admission with your A's ticket stub, and pictures and autographs with Ken Maka, Chad Bradford, Damian Miller, and of course Stomper. Tower Power plays at 6 and 8 p.m. For the schedule, check AlamedaCountyFair.com. A's Day at the Alameda County Fair tomorrow after the A's game. 12:35 start tomorrow. Here's the final game of the series, final game of the homestand, and final game before the All-Star break. A's will not be back until 2 weeks from tomorrow night.
Mark McLemore with a strike after fouling that one out of play. And a called strike 2, 0-2. Two runs, 6 hits for the A's, 2 runs, 4 hits for the Angels. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. And that misses, a ball and 2 strikes. Hit well to center field, but Figgins is out there. Not going to get too many balls by him out there with his speed. 2 down.
Garrett Anderson, DH tonight, not losing a lot with Figgins playing defense in center.
I'm really impressed with the way that Lackey has been able to kind of dictate most of these at bats by getting ahead in the count. And he starts Hatteberg out with a strike, continuing the pattern that he has exhibited throughout this game. Hatteberg 0 for 2. Started to go after that one and did. Says Mike Winters. And the count is 0 and 2.
Watch pitcher Molina. Benji says, nice going. Should be a strike. And oh, he didn't call it. Benji helping out a little bit as he points down to third base. He got the call.
A little comebacker and a little leap and a grab and a throw, and the A's are down and ordered. Heading to the 6th inning. It's a 2-2 game. 2-2 ball game, top of the 6th. Say tonight at 11 p.m. on the Best Damn Sports Show, period. Lakers point guard Gary Payton will be there, along with Brave stars Chipper Jones and John Smoltz. Sean Figgins to lead it off, and the pitch from Zito is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Figgins was flied out twice tonight. And Zito gets that one in for a strike, 1-1. Good guy to keep off the bases. Figgins with 20 steals in 27 attempts. Shows bunt, takes low, 2 balls, 1 strike. Of course, you might, depends where you are in the order. You might not do a lot of trying to steal in front of Guerrero at the plate. And Zito misses with that one. 3-1.
I'd say normally that would be the case, but unfortunately Mike Scioscia doesn't seem to think that way.
In the air left field, Burns to his right. 1 out.
Now Barry Zito's given up 4 hits tonight. A little consistency in what he's done, and just look at the location where the pitches are. Pretty much belt high with Barry Zito. There's Anderson. This is Erstad. Adam Kennedy to center field on the big blow. Adam Kennedy, a 2-run home run. The pitches, not one of the 4, been below the belt. They have hurt, like being hit below the belt to Barry Zito and the A's, but it's just one thing that Barry has not been able to do consistently. And of course, that's the reason he has a lot of fly ball outs in each game.
0-1 the count to Guerrero. Zito started him out with an off-speed pitch. A ball and a strike. Guerrero with 68 runs batted in, 19 home runs. 2-1 the count. That is low for a ball. Most RBIs for an Angels player at the All-Star break is 86 by Don Baylor back in 1979, which was MVP season for him. That's out of play to the right. Pretty good chance that Guerrero will go past the 70 mark before the All-Star break. The rate he's going, he might even reach 80.
Let's hope it's not by tomorrow.
No.
It's 2 away.
Here's the 3-2 pitch, and he got it. Boy, he had Guerrero tied up in knots there. This is the opposite of extending your arms.
Exactly. Great location, and because of an aggressive hitter, Guerrero, actually it looked like he tried to hold up his swing, but he had already followed through, and it did not look very pretty, but great location by Zito Zanias.
Got a rally fraud. Now Garrett Anderson. And a good breaking ball from Zito. Haven't seen too many of them tonight, have we?
Nope. It's usually the 3 pitches, the one that he establishes later than the other 2. Fastball, changeup out of the gate, pretty good, but curveball a little bit slower.
and a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 6th inning, 2-2 game. Anderson rolls it right toward Crosby. Crosby throws low, but Hatteberg is there to pull it in, and the Angels are down in order. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Jermaine Dye leads it off for the A's. Bottom of the 6th inning of a 2-2 game. Dye singled and scored a run in the 4th inning. 1 for 2 tonight. And a strike hits the inside part of the plate, much to the surprise of Jermaine Dye, who's now faced with an 0-2 count. Dye taps it toward right, but right to Guerrero for the out. Almost a protect the plate swing on 0-2, and he ended up lining it out.
Well, our Pepsi Spotlight, the A's All-Star candidates. 4 very good ones. Martin Muller with 10 wins. Tim Hudson on the DL, but 7 wins for him. Jermaine Dye, 15 home runs, 46 runs batted in. Scott Hatteberg with .316 average. 10 home runs, 48 runs batted in. For Hatteberg, 61 RBIs. The tops for him in the season, and 4 candidates for sure.
Durazo with a base hit to center field. And for the 3rd time tonight, he reaches base, twice with hits, once with a walk, and the A's have a man on.
I think you're talking about first pitch strikes by John Lackey. By comparison, Barry Zito threw 5 innings, 19 batters, 6 first pitch strikes. John Lackey, 22 batters, 18 first pitch strikes. And I think what's Rubio Durazo, who normally takes a lot of pitches, figuring go throw a fastball first pitch, jump on it. And why not?
Now Bobby Crosby with a runner at first. And he runs up to bunt and misses. 0-1. See at the end of Lackey's day, he'll say 302 pitches, 92 for strikes. Crosby 0 for 2, and he fouls this to the screen, and he 0-2 the count. Texas leading Seattle in the 4th inning, 5-3. They're playing up in Seattle tonight.
And the Mariners have just scored their 3. Texas had a 5-0 lead early.
Inside to Crosby. Miguel Olivo just acquired in that deal that sent Freddie Garcia to the White Sox. Was scheduled to make his first start behind the plate for Seattle tonight. He spent Monday and Tuesday scraping off the White Sox emblem from his mask as Crosby takes low. And he said, "I just want to play baseball, help my team win. This is my team now." So I'm getting that emblem off. Yes. I'd do a little scraping to get that.
John Lackey a little upset. He thought he had Bobby Crosby struck out, and to be honest, I thought so too. I don't know, maybe Tim Timmons called it low, but looked like a very good pitch. Well, a little paint could take care of that, wouldn't it? Couldn't it?
I guess you could.
Why take the time, 2 days, to scrape off the emblem?
Well, maybe he just had nothing better to do. In the dirt. 3-2.
Now here's the pitch we're talking about. This is the 1-2 fastball. Molina inside corner, but look at the pitch. What is wrong with it? And look at the reaction of John Lackey. And now very quickly 3-2. That's from an 0-2 start.
Durazo, the runner at first base. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And Crosby, did he go? No. He held up a walk, sending Durazo to second base.
Oh, we mentioned the A's All-Star possibilities, our Pepsi Spotlight. How about Vladimir Guerrero? 346, 19 home runs, 68 runs batted in. Left fielder Jose Guillen, also 13 home runs, 56 ribbies. And K-Rod, Francisco Rodriguez, 7 saves, 1.06 earned run average. So 3 candidates there. Of course, you have to look at Garrett Anderson, who has been on the disabled list quite a bit of the season. Last year, a star, as we mentioned, and an outstanding all-star game.
Now Adam Melhuse, and he takes inside. Well, I think Guerrero is probably more than a candidate with the ballpark voting over and online voting concluding. Guerrero was leading all American League outfielders. Melhuse lifts it in the air. Right field, foul territory, and it won't be caught. In fact, he makes the team, which he undoubtedly will. I would guess pretty good bet to be the starting right fielder. He'd be the first Angel outfielder selected to the starting lineup since Reggie Jackson in 1984. Garrett Anderson started last year as a replacement for Manny Ramirez. Melhuse, fly ball left field. Guillen eyeing it. Second out.
And of course, the one thing we all remember, and that was Eric Gagne blowing a save. The only one he's blown in 2 years in the All-Star game. Kevin Gregg up in the Angels bullpen. Lackey, his 100th pitch, the one he just threw to Adam Melhuse, that he flied out to left field.
Bud Black. And a fly ball to short right. And Guerrero put this one away, and the A's along with it. A's leave 2. We go to the 7th, tied 2 apiece. John Lackey takes his seat in the Angels dugout. Might be the end of a night's work for him. Jose Guillen to lead it off, top of the 7th inning, 2-2 game, and Barry Zito's first pitch. And a strike. Zito now zeroing in on 100 pitches. I believe his next will be 99.
118 tops for Barry, and that was his Cleveland start when he went 8 innings.
Good off-speed pitch to Guillen. 0-2.
And once again tonight, the curveball is working very well late.
And the 0-2 pitch. Wastes that one, up and away. Fastball. A's had a 2-0 lead going to the top of the 5th, but a walk to Quinlan and a 2-run homer by Adam Kennedy has tied it up. 1-2 pitch. And got him with a high fastball.
Well, right up the ladder, and you got Vladimir Guerrero and a fastball inside on 3-2, and gets Guillen second time tonight, second time with a fastball. And when you can throw the high fastball to a hitter who's vulnerable to the cheese up in the zone, it's pretty good.
This is Scott Shields communing with nature. And a pitch to Erstad misses for a ball. You're talking about pitch counts before. As Zito now at 102. He said his high was what, 118?
118.
That was in Cleveland.
May 28th.
And that one misses for a ball. Expo manager Frank Robinson wanted to give Livan Hernandez an extra day after he threw 141 pitches Sunday in Toronto. And Hernandez wouldn't hear of it. He's scheduled to pitch on his normal day tomorrow. And the Blue Jay, they take on the Blue Jays again, and this time in Puerto Rico. But 141 pitches for Livan, and I guess Schmidt went 144, I think, one game, didn't he? Now Zito throws, and Erstad takes, and that is outside, 3-1.
Well, it was the fastball inside to Erstad that he pulled to right field last time up.
Popped it up. Will it be playable? And the answer is no.
Barry Zito quickly. He figures nobody sees it. He's going to take a chance to get it.
Not just a spectator. Justin Lair, who pitched a strong 8th inning last night, is up. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Darren Erstedt at the plate, taking the measure of Zito, and now wants time. 35,016 on hand here this evening, and they're seeing quite a ball game. We are knotted up at 2 apiece. And that misses, ball 4. Second walk issued by Zito. The last one being to Quinlan, who is the hitter now, and that was costly. Ken Maka would like to get Zito through this inning. Runner at first and 1 out.
I think Barry Zito would also like to get himself through the inning. Get out of it with the score tied at 2. Give his club a chance to score in the bottom half of the inning, and like Mulder last night, try to pick up the win. The A's will be seeing Shields in the 7th inning.
And that is low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Zito keeping an eye on Erstedt at first.
Well, the Erstedt and the big brace on his right leg because of his hamstring injury. I think, well, he's not going to be running, but last night we saw him take off. So even though he's wearing a brace, he's not restricted in his speed, or at least the ability to run.
And a shot to left, and Burns there to haul it in. A line drive off the bat of Quinlan for the 2nd out.
And Barry's reaction not very pleasing, and because he left the changeup again to Quinlan, fortunately Burns, he got a good jump on the ball.
Now Benji Molina, and here comes Kurt Young. Now Ricardo Rincon is throwing in the A's bullpen.
Well, the visit, figuring to buy Ricardo Rincon a chance to get loose for Adam Kennedy if necessary. Zito would get Benji Molina, but if Molina finds a way to get on base, it probably would be Rincon trying to get out Kennedy to end the inning. So it's a little maneuver by the A's pitching coach to give his lefty some chance to get warm.
Wonder what does that say to Molina now? He might get a pitch to hit here.
Well, he's going to be swinging early in the count anyway, preferably the first pitch. He looks fastball, and if he gets it, he's not going to get cheated.
One thing that Molina knows is just what we do, that Zito would like to be able to finish this inning, and the only way he's going to be able to do it is to get Molina out. Molina has popped up twice in this one. A's 2, Angels 2. And Molina strokes it towards Scudero with a flip to Crosby for the final out of the inning. Well, we have reached the Jack Daniels 7th inning stretch with the score: the A's 2, the Angels 2. A's 2, Angels 2. And the Angels have made a Nextel direct connect to the bullpen. And Scott Shields has answered the call as he comes on to pitch the bottom of the 7th inning.
33rd appearance for the Angels right-hander. The A's last saw him last Thursday. And Shields came in, gave up a 2-run home run to Jermaine Dye. First batter he faced, and that was all the A's offense they had need. As Mulder complete game victory. Alfredo Meziga is a new third baseman.
Scudero at the plate, and that gets the outside corner for a strike, 1-1.
After Shields gave up the 2-run home run, started pitching extremely well, especially fastballs and sliders away. Struck out 5, but made a mistake to Jermaine Dye, 2-run home run, and that was it.
And Scudero takes high, showing bunt. 2 balls, 1 strike. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the count goes to 3-1. Scudero pops it up. Erstead drifting with it. Kennedy calls him off. 1 out. A's have stranded 6 runners through the first 6 innings, leaving 2 on in both the 4th and the 6th. And with 1 out, we'll go to the top of the order now for Mark Kotsay. Breaking ball from Shields is in for a strike.
Shields a good reliever for Mike Scioscia in his bullpen, but they say he could be a starting pitcher.
This one down the left field line and into the seats. Well, Lackey went 6 innings tonight, giving up 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He struck out 2 and walked 2. Oh, 2 the count. Fouled back. He's trying to get something going here in the 7th inning. And Kotsay does just that as he hits one toward the gap, and he's thinking 2 right off the bat, and he'll go into second base with a double.
Again, a great approach by an A's hitter. Fastball away, Kotsay with 2 strikes. And what a great job of hitting. Fastball away, and he takes it beautifully to left center. He's watches contact, eyes watching the bat, meets ball. Sean Figgins cutting the ball off, but Kotsay good speed. A double with 1 out.
Well, that ball was tailing, wasn't it?
It was. I mean, pretty good pitch by Shields. But Kotsay, if he had opened up 1 bit, it would have not been able to hit the ball as solidly as he did, but great job.
So the A's with a runner at second base for Mark McLemore, who stroked a base hit and drove in a run in the 3rd inning. He is 1 for 3 tonight. And he takes a strike.
The way the ball tails away from the left-handers, it really sets it up nicely. The hitter wants to go to the opposite field, try to pull the ball, going to roll over and get a ground ball, but just a great tailing action, sinking action off the right-handed slinging Scott Shields.
And Rocca and Jermaine Dye looking on from the A's dugout. 0-1 the count. And that is low for a ball, 1-1.
Barry Zito hoping like Mark Mulder.
The 2-seamer, or they?
Well, that same thing Eric Karros is also doing it. Only his is cuter because he's got the tape wrapped around his knuckles. Well, Zito got through the 7 innings as we were talking about, and of course, chance for the A's to score. If you could hang on, he'd get the victory.
Inside corner for a strike to McLemore, who was turning away from the pitch as it came in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Oh, Mac just very nicely walking back, putting his hand up to face it. The ball's high.
Base of Tim Timmons, the home plate umpire. 1-2 the count. And that is low. 2-2. Tampa Bay won again tonight. For a 6-2 winner over Toronto. Team that's suddenly become the talk of baseball. McLemore strokes this one to short. Eckstein throws him out as Kotze moves to third with 2 out. Double Rays are now 28-8 since May 20th. Lupinella said yesterday, I turned on ESPN and there was something about us. There's something about us on this show, that show. He said, I guess we're America's team now. He said, actually, I just settled for being Tampa Bay's team first. Worry about the rest of it later. What a job he and they have done. Now Hatterberg taking a pitch low. 2 out and a runner at third base.
Well, the runner 90 feet away. Scott Hatterberg, 3 for 9 career against Scott Shields. And the important thing about Kotze going to third base with the strong arms in the outfield, any base hit, he'd be able to trot home. Barry Zito, cross fingers and all, hoping for that to happen.
And that misses for a ball. Looking back here, I think you'd have to go back to Saturday night. I think the last time Hatterberg had a hit. He's had a few walks and a sacrifice fly. But the A's could use one here. 3 balls, no strikes. Runner at third, 2 out, 7th inning, 2-2 game. And a strike to Hatterberg.
Molina wanted the fastball away. The ball came back on him and he boxed it a little bit, but kept it in front of him. That's something he's been doing to help keep the runner at third.
Kotze, the runner leading from third. Three balls, 1 strike. And that is ball 4. Shields decides he'd rather pitch to the right-hand hitter.
But Jermaine Dye last Thursday, Mike Scioscia brought in Shields to face Dye because Jermaine had been 1 for 13 against the right-hander. He is now 2 for 13, or 2 for 14 after the 2-run home run. But like I said, the mistake was made. Shields pitches away to the right-handers. Sinker slider outside, and the ball tailed back right on the wheelhouse of JD, and he hit it hard and hit it high.
Well, the A's need a 2-out base hit here with runners at first and third. And the backhand grab by Molina. 1 ball and no strikes. Dye has singled and scored a run. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Two-2 game, bottom of the 7th inning. Breaking ball, that's in for a strike.
Now we saw the graphic, now 2 for 15. JD struck out the 2nd time against Shields last Thursday afternoon as Shields pitched a couple of innings. Actually 2 2/3 in striking out 5.
1-1 pitch. Inside to die, 2-1. Dye waiting, and he chases the breaking ball. 2-2.
And that's why he's so tough on right-handers. Big breaking ball, and you see it coming, and just a slight open up of the stance, and watch Jermaine open the hips and just pulls off just enough that he's not able to reach the breaking ball. This being a slider, a very good one from Shields.
2-2. Got him with another breaking ball, and the A's leave 2 on the bases. We're going to the 8th. It's a 2-2 game. A's 2, Angels 2, as you look at Ricardo Rincon, who comes on to pitch here in the top half of the 8th inning.
Probably just one batter that he's going to face, and that would be Adam Kennedy. He was up in the last inning in case Benjamin Molina got on base, but Barry Zito will get a no decision tonight. Solid 7 innings for the A's lefty. Hoping, but could not get the run in the bottom of the 7th to try to get him his 5th victory.
There's the 1-0 pitch to Kennedy, and that is low, ball 2, 2-0. Well, the 2 on the Angels side are attributable to Adam Kennedy with that 2-run homer that he stroked back in the 5th inning off Zito. The only 2 runs that Berry allowed tonight. And a strike at the knees. 2-1. Cone to the plate, and this is hit down the left field line, drifting off and into the seats.
Here's a nice Nissan drive of the game, and it is Adam Kennedy. Kennedy with a 1-0 fastball home run down the right field line off the 1-800 bar none. And Adam Kennedy, home run number 5. 28 runs batted in, and it drove in Rob Quinlan. One of 2 walks Barry Zito gave up tonight, and the big one scored.
Here's a 2-2 pitch, and that's high, ball 3. Center field. Kotze is there. 1 out.
And 1 batter. Here comes Ken Maka. And Chad Bradford will be coming in.
So the call goes out to the bullpen. That is going to be all for Rincon, who goes a 1/3 of an inning on the heels of Zito's 7 innings of work tonight. And we'll step out and return to the Coliseum in just a moment. 2-2 ball game, 1 out, top of the 8th inning as you look at the Submariners. Chad Bradford taking over. Appearing in his 36th game this season.
Halfway home to his normal 70+ games that he will appear in. And of course, Justin Lear being able to pitch the way he did last night for an inning. Octavio Dotel an inning. So tonight, Ken Maka, even though he's a little short as far as Justin Duxer, and I'm assuming Arthur Rhodes still not available tonight. But able to use Rincon for 1 batter, and now Chad Bradford, Eckstein, and then the switch hitter, Sean Figgins.
And the pitch to Eckstein is outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Francisco Rodriguez, better known as K-Rod, who Bobby Crosby had a big base hit off last night. There's a strike, 1-1.
And I don't think he's going out saying I own him either.
No, I don't think so.
Only for one at bat for sure, but and a big one. Helped the A's get the victory last night.
Scudero in front of this one. Second out. So 2 out here in the 8th. And we'll take a look at Sean Figgins, who for the first time tonight will turn around and bat from the left side.
Mark McLemore, even with a bag, guarding the line, but has to be concerned about Figgins trying to lay down a bunt.
That's exactly what he had in mind.
Although he's trying to get out of the way, getting hit.
It was a heat seeker.
Oh, wow. Was thinking about bunting, brought the bat back, and the ball found his bat.
It's a tough way to deaden the ball, isn't it? 2 runs, 8 hits for the A's. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Angels. 2 out, nobody on. Look at that beauty just bend its way across the plate. Oh, and 2 the count. One ball, 2 strikes. Not only is McLemore guarding the line at third, but Burns protecting the left field line as well. He's just 20 feet, 25 feet off the line. Bradford sets for the 1-2 pitch. Just missed inside.
Did not come back as much as Bradford wanted. Started at the hips and kind of stayed there, but he did not want to make a mistake and leave it out too far. That figures to move back, but it didn't catch the corner. Came around the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And that's out of play. Well, the 35,000 plus who turned out here tonight, seeing themselves quite a game. These 2 teams are locked up at 2 apiece in the top of the 8th inning. Figgins, left field. Burns streaks in. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is 2-2.
Time now for our Jack in the Box game summary. A little small ball for the A's in the 3rd inning. Marcotte with the sweet bunt, and then Mark McLemore, RBI base hit. The A's would have a 2-0 lead in this game. Barry Zito, good start, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, a couple of walks, and 4 strikeouts. The only mistake Zito made, that pitch right there. Adam Kennedy, a 2-run home run in the 5th inning, and we are all tied at 2 here in the bottom of the 8th, guys.
All right, Shields to Durazo with a strike to start out the bottom of the 8th inning. Rubio's been on base 3 times tonight, 2 singles and a walk. And what they need from him right now is a home run.
Octavio Dotel warming up in the A's bullpen, and he might be coming in to pitch the 9th regardless. No saves after the 8th inning if it's a tie score. That would mean close to come in and just try to keep it there. In a way, he could go 2 or 3 innings. Who knows? Goes extra innings. Dotel, if he does come in, might stay.
Play to the left. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Shields came on after John Lackey went the first 6 innings. There's Dotel, and here is the pitch. And did they hit him? No, apparently not. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I don't see how to avoid him, to be honest. I'd have been jumping around, grabbing the foot,
rolling in the dirt. 2-2 pitch on the way. And Durazo strikes out to open the A's half of the 8th.
Good sinking fastball from Shields and out of the strike zone. Take one off the foot, but curveball inside, sinker away in the dirt.
Now here's Bobby Crosby. 0 for 2 with a walk. And a breaking ball misses low. Strike to Crosby. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1. A night for the pitchers this evening. A's have had opportunities. They've left some guys on the bases.
A's bullpen, Octavio Dotel and Justin Lear all by himself. Sitting on the bench is Arthur Rhodes, Justin Dukeshire on the active list. However, Joe Messier in the dugout. Question if he's available. If he's in the dugout and not down in the bullpen, Chad Bradford pitched the 8th, got 2 outs. Maybe Jimmy's just getting some R&R in the dugout before heading back down.
And the 3-1. And a ball and a base runner for the A's as Crosby walks for the 2nd time tonight. Well, it certainly worked out all right for the A's in the 8th inning in terms of what the bullpen did, but if you're that short-handed, you almost wonder why Rincon might not have pitched to more than 1 batter. You know, just in terms of being short-handed like that, to try to stretch it out a little bit.
Well, I think the main thing is that Dotel can pitch. He's not your normal closer or guy to finish a game. He can pitch more than 1 inning. And Justin Lear could do the same.
Mel Hughes with a foul down the left field line and out of play.
And we'll see if Messier goes to bullpen. I don't know if anything's wrong with him. Larry Davis has had a lot of company in the trainer's room. He and Steve Sales with a number of players getting treatment.
Crosby at first. Mel Hughes is 1 for 3 tonight. And another foul off to the left, and the count quickly is 0-2. Jermaine Dye with a pensive look. Scott Hatterberg, Mark Kotze. While looking on, Crosby edging away from first. One ball, 2 strikes to Adam Melhuse. Shields taking plenty of time. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Melhuse High fly ball left field. Guillen is right there. And that's the second out. So with 2 down, that will leave it up to Eric Burns.
We're talking about Dotel coming in the 9th inning, and it might be Chad Bradford coming back to pitch the 9th, because he will have, or whoever pitches, Guerrero, Anderson, and Guillen, 3 righties. And not the easiest part of the lineup either.
Burns 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. Crosby at first, 2 out. 2-2 game.
Crosby might have the green light. If he does, he usually goes quick. Does not wait around to see several pitches. He'll go early in the count if he is given the green light, which means that he can run at any time. Green light from the third base coach from the bench, and gets a good pitch, gets a good read, and take off.
And the pitch to Burns misses for a ball, 1-0. Shields, one of several capable relievers that Mike Scioscia can call upon. Donnelly, Rodriguez, of course Percival. Crosby with his lead. And Burns drives a base hit headed toward the gap. Crosby around second. He's on his way to third. They're going to hold him up there as the relay comes into extra time.
Again, playing very deep, and you could say he's playing no doubles, but actually he's playing no triples. Burnsy taking an outside fastball, hooking it into left center field. But Guillen playing very deep, and what a job he did by cutting the ball off. And Ron Washington had to put up the stop sign. 2 outs, and Crosby running on contact, but Guillen an excellent job cutting off the ball. 20th double for Eric Burns this year. See if it's a big one to help the A's score a run or two.
More action in the Angels bullpen. Kevin Gregg loosens up as Marco Scutaro steps in. A's have stranded 8 through the first 7 innings, and they've got 2 men on here with 2 out and a pitch for a strike. Scutaro had an infield hit his first time up. Crosby at third, Burns at second, 2 down. That one just misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. A's have threatened on a few occasions in this game. And base hit right field. Crosby scores. Right behind him comes Burns. And the A's lead 4-2. Marco Scutaro couldn't have placed that any better if he walked out and dropped it behind Darren Erstad.
And once again, Scutaro, as he has done all season, comes through with some huge hits. This time opposite field, almost hit a home run earlier to the opposite field. Fastball coming in, inside out swing, and placed it perfectly to right field. And Burnsy with 2 outs able to score from second easily. And what a great 2-out hit. Last night it was Bobby Crosby in the 7th. A 2-out, 2-run single. Tonight his double play combination partner comes through going to the opposite field.
And Kutse with a swing and a foul. 0-2.
Now we know who's coming in. and who's going to pitch tonight. One out walk to Bobby Crosby. And that started the inning. You look at Barry Zito, a great job pitching by Barry tonight for 7 innings, but the walk to Rob Quinlan in front of the 2-run home run by Adam Kennedy. Otherwise, a brilliant performance, giving up just 4 hits. That's it for the Angels tonight. The A's double figures.
0-2 the count to Kotze. And he rolls it slowly to Kennedy at second, and that's the final out of the inning. But the A's pick up 2 here in the 8th, and we go to the 9th. It is 4-2 Oakland. Well, our next telecast will come your way Friday when the A's cross the bay, take on the Giants at SBC Park. As you look at Octavio Dotel with the first pitch to Guerrero. Coverage Friday begins with the Lincoln Mercury pregame show at 6:30. Dwayne Kuiper, Mike Krukow will bring you the game at 7 here on Fox Sports Net. Dotel trying to save it. He's got his work cut out for him with Guerrero at the plate. 0-2. Guerrero, Anderson, and Guillen.
97 miles per hour. Oh, to be blessed and have an arm to be able to throw that hard and do it effortlessly.
And do it 2 nights in a row.
Yes.
The 0-2 pitch. 1-2. Unhappy Scott Shields in the Angels dugout. Guerrero standing up close to the plate. In the air, short center field, and it's not caught. And nobody's covering second, and now they're going to try to get Guerrero to run down and tag. He's out.
Oh, what a play! Oh my!
How about that for backing up a base?
That's exactly what a catch is supposed to do. It's not a ground ball, but Adam Melhuse with first base unoccupied snuck in behind Guerrero. What a play. Outfielders, the infielders going for the ball. Nobody covering second. Guerrero thought about going to second. The throw back to Hatterberg, who went over to cover, and watch Melhuse come in behind right there. Put the block on him, Adam, and he did. What a play.
It's your basic 8-3-2 put out at first base. Take another look at this, and Scudero's throw, he almost threw it behind Hatterberg. Hatterberg made a heck of a catch. He didn't catch that ball. The rest of it isn't going to happen.
Well, what's the amazing thing, too, is the way Hatterberg led Melhuse to the bag.
The first pitch to Anderson was...
Oh, it was a self-defense, and that's the reason they called it a strike.
Low inside. Well, it goes as a base hit for Guerrero. But Anderson still not giving up, I guess, on that.
Well, unfortunately, it was a self-defense swing, and defensive Garrett Anderson, he was just trying to get out of the way, but unfortunately, the bat, from his standpoint, the bat, he swung it.
Ball in for a strike. What do you bet Anderson's going to be ready to swing? And that is strike 3. And he's going to make first base. Wow.
Well, he was ready to swing, and this time he swung at a ball that wasn't close, a hard breaking ball, and just off the glove. I mean, an almost impossible ball to try to block. And really went hard towards the on-deck circle of the A's, and Garrett Anderson could have walked to first.
This inning is out of script by Rod Serling in a twilight zone here. The first two plays of this inning. And now here's Guillen, and he takes high. Well, nobody said this was going to be easy, folks. And there is Rodriguez again in the Angels bullpen. Tying run is at the plate. And a strike.
Against Dotel, 0 for 3. 3 strikeouts. He knows it, and so does the guy at the plate.
Good old-fashioned hardball right there.
Well, first was 94, second one 95. And what we have noticed, we saw it with Pedro Feliz of the Giants, that their swing, they start to swing, and by the time they try to complete it, the ball's in the catcher's mitt. A little deception in his delivery, and especially with the velocity.
Took something off of that one. And that's all for Guillen. Even when he takes something off of it, it looks hard.
And it definitely is hard, and hard slider. And Guillen, after missing a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, swings through a slider. So 0 for 4 and 4 strikeouts. Guillen against Dotel.
Now Hatterberg will back up at first base and guard the line, as McLemore is doing at third, and Erstad steps in. Still the tying run at the plate. 2 out, 9th inning. A's 4, Angels 2. A ball. Hotel trying to nail it down here in the ninth. Runner goes, and there'll be no move to get him, as Anderson takes second on what will be ruled as defensive indifference. Pitch in for a strike, 2-1. Top of the 9th inning. 2-1 pitch. Erstad just jumped out of his shoes right there.
96-mile-an-hour fastball. Wow. And would almost thinking he's going to throw him the fastball again after a hard slider bounced in the dirt to Garrett Anderson as he was swinging.
Well, they're on their feet at the Coliseum. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. A's win it. Dotel, for the second night in a row, slams the door in the face of the Angels, and the A's, with a 2-run 8th inning on the strength of Marco Scudero's clutch base hit, have made it 2 in a row over the Angels, winning here tonight by a score of 4-2.
Well, the one thing that's a lot of fun right now, and it started this weekend, and that is to see someone come in as Dotel has done Saturday, last night, and tonight, and just absolutely throw hard, and harder. And from the hitter standpoint, that is so tough to catch up to a good fastball. And then to know he's got a good breaking ball makes it very tough, but it's great that he's doing it for the A's.
Well, and you like to think that Dotel proves to be the missing piece of the puzzle here. Let's go down to the field. Glenn Kuiper's there with Marco Scutaro.
All right, thanks a lot, Hank. Greenwald, of course, Marco Scutaro with the big base hit. We'll talk about that in a minute, but kind of a playoff-type atmosphere the last couple nights, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's been, I mean, great series, and the team, I mean, I got a lot of respect for that team. They had a great team, but unfortunately, we win today.
And you win the game on Saturday night for the A's, and you do it again tonight with a big base hit. Sometimes it's not always the prettiest things, but the base hit, you'll take it. Take us through the at-bat.
Oh yeah, I didn't hit the ball real hard, but I hit it in the right place, and he threw me a two-seamer in, and I get jammed a little bit, but I put it in the good place.
Marco, how much have you enjoyed this year, simply by the fact that you're playing every day, you know you're going to be in the lineup, and how much easier has that made the game for you?
Oh, I mean, sometimes what you need is opportunity, and I just focus on trying to take advantage of it, and I just enjoy it, like I said, 100% every single day. I can't believe I'm playing every day in the big leagues.
Marco, take us through the play in the 9th inning with Vladimir Guerrero. Kind of a strange play. He made a mistake. You made a heck of an effort, but you guys still were able to get him out. Take us through that play.
Yeah, that was a real weird play. When I turned around, when I saw Vladimir halfway, and Scotty was running to second base, I threw it to him, and Matthews made a real good. It was in the right place, and it was a great play.
Tell us how Dotel has fit in. Obviously, it's working pretty well. He hasn't been here a long time, but you guys have kind of opened your arms to him a little bit?
Oh, he got a great stuff, man. I was in second base, and his ball just jumped out of his arm. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Marco, thanks a lot. Great job tonight once again.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Game-winning hit goes to Marco Scutaro. 2-run single. That broke an 8th inning tie. And the A's, for the second night in a row, defeat the Anaheim Angels. Final score tonight, 4-2. Octavio Dotel with the save, his second in 2 nights. Hank and Ray will wrap it up when we come back.
Back at the Coliseum following the A's victory here tonight by a score of 4-2. And Ray, it's easy to overlook in the wake of the late inning dramatics. Barry Zito's strong effort here tonight, as well as contributions earlier from Mark McLemore with an RBI, and Eric Burns, who's starting to show some signs of life offensively.
You know, I think it all starts, especially with the starting pitching, and Barry Zito, 7 innings in his last start, the unfortunate 5 unearned runs in the first inning, but I thought tonight he gave up just 4 hits, some great changeups. His curveball started working late in the ball game. And then the offense knows they don't have to score a lot of runs. They gave up 2 tonight. The A's would score 4, but guys chip in. Eric Burns, a sacrifice fly to right field. Mark McLemore with a base hit to right field, as you mentioned. And then in the 8th inning, when Eric Burns a double following the walk to Bobby Crosby. So little things are happening, but again, bottom line, if Kim Maka is able to use his bullpen, because Dotel at the end now is pitching so well, starter goes 6 to 7, 8 innings, he can set up the bullpen to close it out. And been a nice formula for 2 games in a row against the Angels, a very tough ball club.
Now you come back here on short turnaround tomorrow afternoon, and where you talk about bullpen possibility, or even scrambling for starting pitchers.
Kirk Saarloos is going to pitch for the Athletics tomorrow, and of course that was the question, who would pitch tomorrow, and it's going to be him. But good way to come out and try to sweep the series. Again, the Angels are playing very good baseball, but the A's have taken the first 2.
Well, you remember when the Angels came in here earlier this year, they took 3 straight from the A's right here in Oakland. Well, our next telecast comes your way on Friday when the A's take on the Giants at SBC Park. Coverage begins with the Lincoln Mercury pregame show at 6:30 p.m. on Fox Sports Net. Stay tuned for IMAX with Max Kellerman coming up next on Fox Sports Net. Once again, the final score, Oakland A's 4, Anaheim Angels 2. You've been watching exclusive coverage of Oakland A's baseball on Fox Sports Net.
Welcome to Baseball Tonight. Peter Gammons, Howard Reynolds set to go here. Let's hop out of the box and we'll get to the games that are going on the field. Brewers taking on the Rockies. Milestones, Larry Walker. Couldn't get it done on Tuesday. On Wednesday, doubles to right. He picks up career hit number 2,000.
Yes, indeed.
Not as impressive as 4,000 strikeouts, but impressive nonetheless for Walker, the great Colorado Rocky outfielder. The Astros and the Cubs, Craig Biggio hurt the Astros on Tuesday. On Wednesday, he helps them. Leads off the game with a home run. Later hit another home run. Astros later got another home run from Beltran. Indians and the Tigers and Pudge Rodriguez. What a month. He hit 500 in the month of June. A whole month.
You're going to turn the clock back on that. You don't want to move forward.
He hit 500 for the month of June.
Rewind.
Cardinals and the Pirates. Bobby Hill to right. Plates Jack Wilson. And the Pirates, for the first time in 15 years.
Love this enthusiasm.
They sweep the Cardinals. They do it in good fashion by knocking them out this afternoon. Well, the Giants and Dodgers at it again. That National League West race is great, and despite the fact that Jerome Williams has got some shoulder injuries, looks like they're not going to put him on the DL. Noah Lowry delivers for them on Tuesday. On Wednesday, a guy has struggled as well. Brett Tomko, he gets the call for Mr. Alou's bunch. Find out if the Giants can wipe out the Dodgers and increase their lead to 2. It is Nomo's son on the hill for Los Angeles.
That doesn't look good, those numbers.
And they didn't look better either when Ray Durham jumps him in the first. 0-8, 897, and climbing for Nomo.
I feel badly. That 84 is about as much as he's got right now, Hal.
Not good. Bonds. Ouch. No pain. Elbow pad. Whew. Like a bug. Next at bat. Takes out that fly swatter and knocks it to left center and a 3-run shot for Zip Giants. Bonds got 20. Same score in the 5th. Marquise Grissom, yin yang. Solo shot, 5-zip.
You know, Marquis is supposed to be done about 5 years ago, remember?
Keeps on ticking. That's his 12th. Bonds up again in the 5th. So we've hit him. He's hit me. Maybe we'll just walk him. That is walk number 2184 in his career, 6 behind Ricky Henderson's all-time mark. That's going to be the next milestone to go, folks. The Giants roll the Dodgers and move 2 ahead of them in the loss column. Good job pitching by Brett Tomko, who had given up 10 runs in his last 8 innings coming into this one. Red Sox and Yankees, you go all the way east. Top of the 6th, Boston's already up 1-zip. David Ortiz, RBI machine. Woo! Right center field. He rakes the Yankees. 21st of the season. Boston's got themselves a 2-0 lead. We go to the 7th. Same score. Big inning of the night. Felix Heredia on the hill. Johnny Damon with the bases loaded and no outs. Grounds to Clark. He forces out at home. 1 down. Mark Bellhorn to left. Doug Mirabelli, who catches because the knuckleballer Wakefield pitches. Mirabelli not the fastest player in the majors. Stranded at 3rd. Can't tag on the...
I was going to say, either way, he's not running.
He ain't going there. And Heredia gets Ortiz to... Through the glove of Ortiz. A lot of people right away make the comparison to Bill Buckner, but I don't see it. It's 2-2 on the Ortiz error. 8th inning, same score. Kenny Lofton the last couple of days come to life. Nomar's lost life on that throw over to 1st. Man in scoring position after the error. 2 batters later, Gary Sheffield wasn't at bat. He fouled about 7 balls off and then took Timlin past the diving Bellhorn. Lofton's going to score. Yankees are up 3-2, and they would go on to win by a final score of 4-2. What do you make of that emotion there, HR?
Love it, man. Love it. We'll get into that in a second.
How about the 30th come-from-behind win of the season for the New York Yankees? 30 come-from-behind wins for the Yankees. And they move 7.5 up in the AL